This is to certify that Movie Chats has been classified for live streaming.
Hey guys, hope you're well. Welcome to Movie Chats. It's just me tonight. Steve is living his best life in Scotland. I think he's on a business trip. So he's left me in charge. Hope you're all well. Just a quick hello to Luke and Pat. Hey guys. Sorry to hear that, Pat. I hope you're feeling better soon. And yeah, chickenpox are a nightmare. Oh bless. Oh well, I hope you're all better soon anyway. Yeah, so I thought I'd pop on. I've been umming and ahhing it, to be fair. With Steve not being here, but I thought I'll pop on and see how we go. Just run through some stuff tonight. Hopefully have a laugh, interact with the chat if I've got any chat. But we'll just hang. I'll hang around. I'm gonna continue on anyway, and then just see how we go. Let me just have a look. So let's go with movie news. So I've been doing a bit of research in the background, just trying to see what's going on in the world. There is a couple of trailers that have dropped this week. Hey Peter. There's a couple of trailers that have dropped this week, which I had a look at, which were pretty good. That Furiosa, the Mad Max Saga trailer, that sort of looks on par with the recent Mad Max, so I'm looking forward to that one. I'm not sure about the title, though. I mean, it's a Mad Max Saga trailer. From what I can see, what's she called that's in it? Is it Anya Taylor-Joy? She's a good actress anyway. I like her in a couple of things that she's done, so I'm looking forward to that one. The other big one this week was Alien Romulus. Yeah, that's right. Which is obviously produced by Ridley Scott again. That looks a lot darker. Speaking of darker, this feels a lot darker. 1 second. There we go. It's a bit better. It looks a lot darker, this movie, so I am really looking forward to it. But if you haven't seen any of those two trailers, go check them out. I mean, the budget looks off the chart for Furiosa again, so we'll see where you go with that. A couple of other things I've read up on. Margot Robbie is due to produce the Sims movie based on the game. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I think we've opened up a Pandora's box with things like Barbie and stuff, and obviously how well they've done. So when she says she's producing it, I've got a feeling she's probably starring in it as well. So we'll see what that looks like a bit further down the line. A Teen Titans live action movie. That's another one that's in production, or it's going to be in production very soon. I'm not sure how I feel about that one. I mean, it's another superheroes movie, isn't it? But we'll see. We'll see what happens when the trailer drops. Batman Part 2. That's been pushed back to 2026. I mean, it'll probably soon come round, but I was looking forward to watching the Batman. I quite enjoyed that last one. I know Steve thought it was good as well. So, but yeah, that's a few things that I've got for you on that. What's your opinions? Is there anything you're looking forward to? Is there anything that have you seen those trailers? What do you think of them? Yeah, I did say hey, didn't I? Say Peter, yeah. But yeah, the 6 people. Please say hi. Try and keep me. I want to keep you entertained, but I give me some interaction if you can, guys. That'd be awesome. Just go on to a couple of other things I've seen. Whoops, sorry, 1 second. There we go. So I finally got round to. I wonder if I brought it up. I think I might have done. Let me just check. 1 second. Where Where'd I put it? Yes. So I picked this up this week as part of the pickups anyway, but I finally got around to watching it last night, which is Wonka. Fucking hell, Peter, honestly. Before we get on to Wonka, if anybody's in any sort of movie groups on Facebook, you'll notice this week that it's been officially the Abyss 4K week. So every man and his dog. In fact, I've probably seen that Blu-ray, that 4K Blu-ray picture more times. It's like when kids go back to school in September and you get absolutely buried with people's photos of the kids in the new uniform. It's been pretty much like that for 4K Abyss. It's been mental. And the thing is that we've got True Lies to come and Aliens. So I think the majority of April will be a picture of that on Facebook. Happy to report that both 4K and Blu-ray play fine. Peter, where did you get it from? Because this goes back to something I put in the title, which is FOMO. I didn't originally order it. Now, obviously, it's the Abyss because of the rat scene in it. I think, if I remember rightly, it's not getting a UK release, so every man and his dog is ordering it from America. Now, I know that Wow HD had it, but I don't think they've got them in stock anymore. There's one called Cool Stuff or something like that. Amazon UK. Okay. Amazon, sorry, US. I might have to have a look at that. What's, if you don't mind me asking, Pete, what sort of price was it? Because it's all over the show at the minute, the prices on that. I'm not in any major rush because I've got a feeling that, it will be available again once it goes back into stock. But at the minute, places are selling out of the blooming thing. It's not limited edition as far as I'm aware. But yeah. So anyway, while you're going on, so I picked this up from CEX, saved myself £3 because I got it second hand for £12 with a slippy slip, as people say. I was, as a completionist, I wanted to get it anyway, but so long as they weren't retelling the original the story from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, then I thought I'll give it a go, and I was pleasantly surprised. It was a really good movie. I mean, it's not up there with Gene Wilder's interpretation, but this guy who plays him is actually a really good actor. Songs are good in it, the characters are good in it. But yeah, it's a good fun movie. Me and Louise sat there last night and watched it while little one was asleep. Bear in mind, he was asleep on the sofa for a bit, so he kept waking up. But I think every time the music kicked in, he was waking up. But it was really, really good, and I'd recommend it. I'd say to my wife last night, I wonder if they will make a second one of this, because there's a potential, especially around sort of how the Oompa Loompas came about. Because you've only got, obviously, you've got the one in this one, but it goes on about where they came from, and then at the end is well, I won't spoil it for you, but it's a good movie. Some good songs in there. I'm not sure if Steve would like it though, because is it technically a musical? I'm not sure. We'll have to see what Big Steve has to say about it. But yeah, so that was one of the pickups from this week. And I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. So if you haven't seen it, go get it watched, because it is a good good movie, very vibrant. I mean, see, this is the question now. Like I've obviously bought it on Blu-ray. Because that's brilliant. Thanks, mate. Is it worth getting it on 4K? Because this is obviously I'm in the stages of upgrading movies that I really like and getting some other good stuff on 4K. And the thing is that for me is obviously with this being a recent film, the Christmas of the picture is bang on anyway, because the technology is there. But is it worth getting on 4K? That's my question. Let me know if you've seen it in 4K, what you think. But I'm just wondering whether some of these movies, these newer movies, whether it is actually worth upgrading. Because the other one is Oppenheimer. I picked up Oppenheimer the other week, and I'm yet to watch it, but it's like £20 CEX for the 4K. And I know there's a lot of people that have said the 4K is really good for Oppenheimer. Uh, Nice one, mate. Nice one. Like I say, I hadn't seen it before, and the problem is that I didn't want to go all out and order the steelbook for something that, if you go off the past tense when you've got the previous one with you know what I mean, and it wasn't very good. Johnny Depp, it wasn't great. I didn't want to splash out on something like 30-40 quid on something that I hadn't particularly seen. We saw it in the cinema. Yeah, well, there you go. See, you knew, you knew, you had an inkling. Yeah, so that was an enjoyable movie. So I've not really managed to get around to watching a lot this week. I've watched a lot of documentaries and stuff on on Netflix. It seems to be the go-to at the minute because there isn't a lot coming out. I do want to watch that Adam Sandler movie that's on there, but I haven't got around to it. But a couple of I did have some decent pickups this week. So last week, I think I mentioned last week that I had a voucher to spend. So I'd done my usual where I've gone round a couple of charity shops, picked up some games and stuff, and then traded them in. And I had a voucher for about 100 quid. And it was killing me not pulling the trigger on spending it in CEX. Oh, really? I'll have a look into that because I've just seen that the Steelbook has been announced on it for that. I mean, as a completion, then I'm going to have to get it anyway. But yeah, I don't know whether I'll pull the trigger on that. So anyway, so I think by the end of the show I think on the Thursday last week, I'd pulled the trigger and I was just waiting for stuff to arrive. Anyway, they arrived. Now there's a couple of things that I've upgraded. So I had a box set of this previously with the first one in, and I watched the first couple of them, and I'm obviously I know that I'm a big fan of the first one. But it is the Arrow collection of the Psycho sequels. So this is the 4K set. It's number 2, 3, and 4. Now I sat down and watched number 2 not long ago, and quite enjoyed it. But I'd bought a box set of the 4 of them, just to see if it was worth getting a set like this. I was going to go for the one that was, I think it's around £100 at the minute with the original one in it, but I've already got the original one in the 4K Alfred Hitchcock sets. So these ones here, I've got the 3 Alfred Hitchcock sets. So I didn't want to double up on that. So when I looked at this, I think this was around £40, something like that. So that finally turned up. The only gripe I've got with this is the case itself is really flimsy. So I'm not used to that when you look at some of the Arrow sets. But hey Z, hope you're well, mate. But yeah, I've got the 4 Psychos now, so that's a good thing. The other one was this. This is probably one of the most expensive TV shows I've bought. I think that's not Blu-ray. But I've struggled to get hold of this on eBay or anything because I wanted to try and look there first, but a lot of them are American releases, and it is Roseanne, the series 1 to 9. Now I know there's a bit of controversy with Roseanne recently, but I used to love this growing up. I used to watch it all the time. Some big actors in it, and it was one that I wanted to add to the collection. So I now have it for the collection. But I think that was 80. So yeah, it was quite a hefty one, that one. A couple of other bits. Now I did pick up this one, which is quite interesting. What the hell is that, Pat? Yeah, I hope your show went well the other night, Z. I did try and flit in and out of it, but I couldn't. I was doing something, so I couldn't watch it all night. I do apologise, mate. Um, but I picked up this today. It went. Now I saw it about a week ago, and it was 22, and then it went down to 18, and then today I walked in, it gone down to 12, which is the Jerry Anderson A Life Uncharted documentary from Network. Now Jerry Anderson, all the stuff that we used to watch growing up, like your Thunderbirds, Captain Scarlet, Stingray. I've got Stingray and Thunderbirds up there, but it's a documentary all about his life. So I'm looking forward to watching that. But that was something that I kept my eye on. What else we got? Oh, I missed this the first time around, so I've ended up just picking up the American version of it, which is Halloween H2O. So this is the 4K steelbook. Now, granted, the original release, I think the UK one had a Blu-ray as well, which had a load of extras on it. This one doesn't have those, but I'm not massively fussed about it. It had gone down, I think, for about £20. So I ordered this the other week, and it finally turned up because it's come from America. Although for all our fellow collectors out there that are going on about packaging from Amazon, this actually came in a box, which was surprising because I was expecting it to come in a cardboard envelope all the way from America and be in about 6 different positions, I want to say, straight wise, and but yeah, it's turned up. Dead chuffed with that. Another one I picked up. I watched one of AJ's videos a little while back, and he was going on about obviously his love for RoboCop. Now, obviously, I've loved RoboCop for years. It's honestly the first probably 18 movie I remember watching, and I'd gone round a mate's house. I'd gone round a mate's house when I was about 10, and his dad had it on, and we sat there and watched it. So I've always got vivid memories of that movie. So then that sort of came out. I picked up a couple of the Arrow ones. I've got. He was going on about his collection anyway, and I didn't realise just how much RoboCop stuff there was. Now the animated series is going for about 80 on CEX, and that's out of stock, I think, at the minute. But that's probably a difficult one to get hold of. Yeah, exactly. See, it is. But the thing is that I was watching AJ's video, and I just didn't realize just how much stuff was out there. So I thought I'd put this together a little bit. So I've actually got 2 copies of this one, which is the Arrow one. I've got the just on its own, and then I've got this one. I do need the 4K. And then I also have the trilogy, the director's cut remastered. That was one of the original ones I think I had. Anyway, a couple of months back, I picked up the RoboDoc, which is a great documentary, 6-parter, I think it did, if I remember rightly. But there was a couple of them that I didn't realise I didn't have. So by chance, I'd been into one of the charity shops the other week and found the 4 movies. The Dark Justice, the TV movies, the Dark Justice Meltdown, Resurrection, and Crash and Burn. And then I went into CEX this week, and I spotted that they had a copy of the series. So now I know when this was released, and I had my eye on it, and it was about 30 quid. But obviously it's cheaper second hand in CEX now. So I picked that up. So that's gone for me, little RoboCop collection. But I'm looking forward to seeing a few of them. I think I remember watching a couple of the TV movies a while back. But yeah, it's one that I needed to pick up anyway. A couple of other bits I managed to find today, actually. Probably cost me about 50p, which is the Hook, the storybook to the companion for the movie. Now, for most of you who watch the channel will know that Hook is one of my favourite films, especially with my favourite actor Robin Williams in it. So I had to pick that up for that price. I'd popped into game somewhere I don't usually go. Have you played the game? No, not yet, Peter. I haven't. No, it's something I want to pick up. Definitely want to pick up. I've heard good things about it, but I think the last time I saw it, I went into a cash generator or something, and it was about 30 odd quid, and I was like, I might hang on a little bit. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, to having a go on that. So yeah, so I popped into game, and it's one near me and my son's school. So I popped in there, and I wouldn't usually buy anything from there, but they have got like a 20% off at the minute. I think it's a closing down sale. And while I'm not short of pops, this is one that I had to sort of pick up, and it is the legend that is Pep Guardiola. So I've got Kevin De Bruyne up there, so he's going to go with him. Unfortunately, there wasn't any Haalands or Jack Grealish, but I think that worked out about £8 in the end. So that was, I was definitely having that. So yeah, that's that. What else did I get? Oh, I managed to pick up the second series of Batwoman, and this cost me £1 in a charity shop. I do have the first series, so that's going to go nicely with the other one. I picked up. I'm hoping this is really good. As regards to, I've obviously got the movie anyway, or I had it. I traded the Blu-ray in, but yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing this one in 4K. Christmas classic, but I can't watch it until Christmas because that's just weird. And I managed to get Jeepers Creepers 3. I want to get the first two because the first one I remember watching the cinemas, really enjoyed it. But that came up cheap and cheerful, so I was like, I'll pick that up. I did get some other bits. This is a movie I haven't seen in a long time, and I would definitely say it's one of the original. Well, it is one of the original Blu-rays that came out, and it is The Replacement Killers. I remember this being absolutely awesome, but I've never ever seen it in Blu-ray. And it was in a charity shop for £2, so I was picking it up. I think even if I traded it in, it's about £5 to £8 trading, so there's money there if I wanted to trade it in. And the rest of them I picked up were just sort of fodder, cheap charity shop things. So I got Arnold Schwarzenegger's Aftermath. That looks good, to be fair. I watched the trailer of that. Age of Kill, only because it's got Martin Kemp in it. A sequel to Jarhead, The Siege, is it? These were like 50p each. I picked up this today, which is actually, it's not the price that's on there, so I'll take that off. At some point, somebody was charging £2.49 for it. The Contract, starring Morgan Freeman and John Cusack. You can't go wrong with those two actors. Carnage, anything Christopher Waltz, I'll watch. Another John Cusack, The Raven. Not seen that, but it is by the director of V for Vendetta. The Covenant, and this one was a bit of a strange one. I've never seen these before. I've got a feeling it was one of those where it's been given out for award ceremonies last season, and that is and when did you last see your father? But it's got on here BAFTAs for your consideration for the BAFTAs 2007 DVD. Now, obviously, it was less than 50p, but I've never seen this before. And the other thing as well is on the back of it, it's got a list of what it would be considered for. So it says Best Picture, Best Director, Adapted Screenplay, Actress in a Leading Role, Actor in a Leading Role, Actor in a Supporting Role. It just goes down the whole lot of them. But who's he called? That Jim Broadbent. He's a really good actor. But yeah, I thought that was quite interesting because it's not something you see every day, one of these. So I thought I'd pick that up for less than 50p. I think if there's anything else I picked up this week. Not really. Let me just double check. No, I don't think so. Apart from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire on the PSP, but you know. So I got the Blu-ray Stallone collection from Amazon for sale at the moment. Has Cobra? Yes. So I think I've already got that. Stallone. Is that this one? Cobra Tango. Yeah. So that's the one. Yeah. Really good. I've got another Stallone one, which is First Blood, Cliffhanger, and Lockup. To be honest with you, I could probably get rid of that now because I've already got. I've got Lockup and well, I've got First Blood anyway. I think somewhere else, but I've got Lockup and Cliffhanger in 4K. But yeah, they're a good set. Then I've not seen a lot of them. I think that's really why I bought it. I mean, Demolition Man, I've got on Blu-ray anyway up there. But for some reason, I missed Cobra, and I think I've definitely seen Specialist. Maybe Tango and Cash. I probably not got around to. Oh, that was the other thing I've watched this week. Actually, sorry, a bit sporadic. What's it called? Escape from New York. I'd picked up the DVD of it because for some reason I'd never seen it. And I know obviously I think Steve raves about it. But yeah, I watched that this week. That was really good. For some reason it's one of those movies that passed me by. But I had in fact I say I picked it up on DVD. I bet I've got it on bloody Blu-ray. I think I probably know. I have somewhere. I'm sure I have. Yes, of course I have. Yep. So yeah, I finally got around to watching that. Also, I'm doing two. See, this is the thing, Peter. So, which goes on nicely to my title this week, which was. I mean, the thing is that there's no secret on this channel when I talk to you guys. You know, I am autistic, and I have this issue where I harder is probably another word for it, but you know, I'm a completionist. I want to complete things, and I want to make sure that I have as much as I can. When it comes to stuff like this, like buying the Raven as an example, I'll buy this because it's nice and cheap, and I'll think, you know what, it could be the best movie I've ever seen, and I've never seen it, so I like to have it in my collection. And then there's the other side of it, which is the fear of missing out. Hey, buddy. Yeah, I saw the trailer for that. It looks good. The Godzilla versus Kong, Godzilla and Kong. And you know, there's an element like I've pre-ordered. I mean, it goes without saying, really. I pre-ordered Obi-Wan because I've gone on about that for the last God knows how many months on this channel, or years. I pre-ordered Winter Soldier. I've also pre-ordered The Crow because it's one of my favourite films. But the thing is that I made the mistake with. I say mistake. I made a decision with Mandalorian that I wasn't going to order it straight away, and now it's more expensive to try and get hold of Mandalorian Series 1, which I do like that series. I really like the series, but I didn't want to fork out 200 quid just before Christmas. Hey, Elaine. Hope you're well. I'm regretting it. I'm regretting not getting them because obviously they didn't come out until after Christmas anyway. Well, some of them. So this time round, I'm not interested in Moonlight too much because I haven't seen it yet. That might change when I see it. And the other one that they're releasing. But I did enjoy Loki and I have enjoyed The Mandalorian. So I'm going to have to get them at some point. I'm going to have to find some at some point. But I got WandaVision, and the thing is that this hobby is getting more and more expensive because I'm buying these little trinkets here and there, and I'm also picking up I'm trying to pick up the ones that are like a limited edition. I'll get onto that in a sec, mate. it's a difficult one because I want to. I think for me, with my artistic brain, I think I would be a lot more at ease in a more minimalistic setting. But the flip side to that is that I like collecting, so it makes it very difficult. And I've watched. I keep going back to AJ. I've watched AJ's videos recently about him culling his collection, and I can understand why he's doing that. You know, it can get out of hand, and I think if I'm not there already, I think it's getting out of hand anyway. My collecting habits have grown exponentially since I started doing the YouTube, since Whatnot was about started up, and I'm getting to a point now where I'm gonna have to cull some of mine, I think, at some point, because I've maximised the amount of space I could possibly can in this room, and it's a difficult one because I don't know what the right answer is. I watch videos about, you know, if whether you love something or like something and that sort of thing, and trying to figure out ways that I can make these decisions, because I'll pick something out and I'll pick it out and I'll go, you know what, actually let's pick something like this. Return to House on Haunted Hill. I haven't watched that yet. Is it a great movie? I've got no idea. I don't know. I've seen the trailers. Looks good. But it's just that's taking space up in my room that I could probably put something else on. And I'm not sure. I try it. I do try, but I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to cull this collection a little bit. But yeah, that's my inner demons at the minute. I'm trying to fight. I'm trying to figure out what's the best thing to do. I am taking a leave from a piece from Steve's book, you know, and when I got the Grinch, I took the other one down to CEX and traded it in because I didn't need it. But you know, as a collector, I've always collected movies. I've collected movies since I had a paper round, and I've always collected them. And it's getting to a point now where there's so many of them that are expensive. When it comes to the steelbook releases, all the different special editions, limited editions. I don't collect them all, but if there's a movie that I'm interested in or a series that I'm interested in, you know, I've got two sides to this. I've got the stuff that's coming out now in 4K, which is a lot, and then I've got the stuff that I'm trying to collect from when I was growing up. So you know, like me, the Roseanne as an example. You know, now granted, obviously that these two in themselves, the Psycho set and the Roseanne, there was no way I was paying full price for them. No way. But they were paid through vouchers, and the vouchers were probably made up of about 20 quid's worth of stuff. So, you know, that worked out okay. And that's predominantly where I'm going down with it. I'm not looking to spend outright for a lot of things, unless it's stuff that I'm buying from Amazon or HMV or out like that, which is the limited edition stuff. Other than that, the stuff that I'm trying to get from the past, I put an order in. I've got another box set coming, which I'll show you next week when it turns up. But yeah, so that I don't know what anybody's thoughts are on that, or whether that's just me rambling for 5 minutes. But I don't know what is the best way to go about it, because I struggle to pick that up off a shelf, put it in a box, or get rid of it. I'm not the get rid of it bit is what I'm struggling with. The putting in a box and storing it elsewhere isn't too bad. But obviously there's only so many times I can do that. What's this? I got a giant Galactus pop head on Monday from Home Baggage of tenner. Wow. Yeah, that's brilliant, mate. To be fair, I had a similar one with a Pikachu. I'm not going to get it out, but it's about this big. And I got that from Morrison's for about 10 quid at the time. But yeah, there's some good ones. But that's the thing, is there's space in here. You know, looking around, I'm having to move stuff about all the time. But I'll give you an example. So this is something cool. I'd say cool. This is something I picked up this week. I spotted them in a charity shop for £1.50. You'll have to tell me if you think they're worth it. I think they are, but they are vintage South Park posters. So you've got this one. Really good condition, to be honest. I don't think they've been on the wall. This one. So these are like laminated almost. I remember back in the day. This is something they did, and then a Kenny one, which is cool. But for £1.50, I weren't leaving them. I don't have any intention of putting these up at any point at the minute. Whether I sell them on or not, I'm not sure. But for £1.50, and they are vintage. I've looked them up. I thought I couldn't go wrong really with that. But they'll just get stored like a lot of things in here at the minute until I do something with them. Get them framed. Maybe Peter. I see there's another bit of me that's a bit sad. I'll show you another thing actually. I forgot to mention. I picked these up for £3 today. I wasn't leaving them. Now, I put them in a box, so you'll have to bear with me a sec. But I picked up... Oops, they've just gone on the burner. One second. So I have not one, not two. I have... Oh, they're all a mess now. I have a multitude of Pogs. So I've got Limited Collection, I've got World Tour, I've got Pogs Series 1 and 2, I've got Tazos, I've got Monster Munch Tazos, I've got Star Wars Tazos, I've got Batman and Robin Pogs. I've literally got a box full of Pogs. Hey Baz. Power Rangers. I think there's Premier League 95 in there. There's a Mask one. That didn't. It's a Mask one. This is a high performance slammer. World help you had a class on it. World Flip Federation. You've obviously got to have a decent amount of the slammers. Weetabix Pogs. But yeah, there was a multitude Black Ranger. See, now this is what you need. Everybody needs a Ian Brightwell 1995. But yeah, there is a box full of Pogs. And I couldn't leave them. I couldn't leave them in the shop. They were a lot more organised until I opened that up. I couldn't leave them in the shop because they are from my childhood. And I'm dead chuffed with that. It's funny how WWE are no longer doing... Yeah, have they really gone up? I did think this, Keith, to be honest with you. I thought this might be... This is... it says it's funny how WWE are no longer doing DVDs and Blu-ray releases and CX prices have gone up. Honestly, I did wonder if that was going to happen. So I'll tell you now. Actually, I was gonna wait until next week, but I'll tell you now. So I've just ordered the box set of X-Men Series 1 to 5. Now I know Steve's got his collection of it, and eventually one day I was hoping to get it off him, but I don't know if that's the thing. I don't know if he's going to get rid of them at any point. But I noticed with obviously the release of the X-Men 97 cartoon series, I was like, It was, how much was it? I think they were 38. I think it was for the box set. There's only about 3 in around CEX, so I've ordered one. But I did sort of think at some point, this is going to go up in price, because you've already got people on eBay trying to charge 200 quid for the same box set, and there's only 3 in CEX, so I didn't want to take the chances. So I've ordered that. It's been dispatched. But the same with the WWE. I've got a multitude of WWE DVDs and Blu-rays. So it'll be interesting to see what their trading value is now. But yeah, it's supply and demand, isn't it? I mean, like I said at the start of the show, I saw this Jerry Anderson documentary literally a week ago, coming to CX at 22, and I picked it up today for 12. So it's gone down. Buy all 3 sets then. Yeah. To be fair, no, because the thing is there is people that are selling. I say at a decent price. They're still asking 100 quid for it. But it doesn't bother me that bad, to be honest. I just wanted to get one of them. But it is something that I watched a lot when I was younger, and obviously I've got my whole wall of childhood Blu-rays and DVDs. So I wanted to get that collection before it went stupid, because I know, like, the Incredible Hulk, as an example, the cartoon series, that's one that goes in and out of stock so often, and it's about 100 quid now. So I don't fancy that shooting up to that price, because all of a sudden there's interest in the X-Men because of the new series. I did try and watch an episode last night, the first one. To be fair, I've tried putting it on when the wife was downstairs and she weren't interested. So I watched about 20 minutes of it and then I turned it off. I was like, I'll watch it when I get a chance on my own. But it looks pretty good. It looks. I enjoy that series, the first 5 series of X-Men. Plus, I did notice also that it was they're all on Disney Plus as well. So that might offset people going out and buying the box set, I suppose. But I'm sure there's going to be episodes that have been altered or taken off, or because of some sort of controversy. So I wanted to have the whole set. But yeah, that's where that's so hopefully that's coming by the next week. Yes. Sorry, I've got my son. I can hear my son in the background. Bless him. But yeah, I don't do too badly. I'm quite fortunate that I've got some good contacts with some of the charity shops and their staff. So I do manage to pick up some decent stuff. And especially if I can get some decent trading value for it, that's always a bonus. Just to sort of offset some of my habit of collecting. Sorry, I'm still listening to him. The other one I picked up, which I forgot to mention, and I think the only reason I mentioned it is because I need to get that bloody sticker off, is Ip Man 4. So I've got the first 3. I picked up them separately a while back. Anyway, this was another one that was in CX for about 20 quid, and eventually I think I picked it up for 12. Yeah, so it ended up being 12. So as soon as I saw it had gone down, I was like, right, I'll pick it up again for the collection. So, but this is my dilemma at the minute. Is kind of me. I might not like all the movies that are in that collection, but because it's part of a set, I try and complete them. So, yeah. So how is everybody else doing? How's your week been? Is there anything you want to share with the group? Yeah, I'm just. I don't know if I'll be on for a full hour and a half tonight. Depends how it goes. But obviously with Steve not being here, I wanted to make sure I came on and said hey to everybody and shared some bits. But I think the next thing for me, like I say, is I'm going to try and sort of make some space in here. Whether that means putting stuff in boxes and storing them away for a rainy day. I'm not sure. Yeah. I'll just get this off here. I almost picked up. I'll tell you what I wanted to get. I wanted to get the Green Mile, 4K Green Mile, and I know there's a couple of nice sets out. But there was, I think the reason why I'd been into the Newark store and picked up a few bits was because, especially the RoboCop series, I hadn't noticed that was in there. Was because I'd gone in to try and pick up the Green Mile on 4K. I've got it on Blu-ray, but I wanted it on 4K, and I went in there and the blooming case was bashed to hell, and I was like, "No, I'm not paying." I think it was 18 quid, so I'm not paying 18 quid for something that's smashed up. I mean, I could have replaced the case, but that wasn't the point. But yeah, I did end up sort of overpaying on the RoboCop though, because that had gone up £3, and the guy didn't bloody tell me. So when he put it through the till, I just paid and then got halfway home, and realised that he charged me £3 more. So I was like, damn, they win on this occasion. But let's have a look. Do you not feel when you are collecting you collect things, you kind of feel obliged to keep up? And this is the thing: I no longer have any. Well, only 2 small collections, but I felt it. And this is the thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have an addictive personality. I think that's probably the right words for it when it comes to collecting stuff. So I tend, like most autistic people, I tend to go overboard. You tend to, if you've got an interest on something, you tend to go overboard on it. It's like if you've got an in-depth, you have like an in-depth knowledge of something that, you know, somebody else has got a minor interest in. And my interest is in movies, it's in collecting, you know, and it just depends what I tip my hat to. You know, I mean, I've always collected movies. It's always been a thing since DVD, since video, you know. And I told you I had 2 paper rounds. Yeah, in fact, I had 3. And that money would go to a local video store that was selling off videos. You know, and I'd buy them from there. And then when I got my first job, I got my first DVD player, and then that started. Granted, I never had anywhere near as many as I do now as regards to DVDs. But it is one of those situations where I think it does to a degree. I mean, the thing is that this it's hard to explain, but the Green Mile as an example, right? I regularly check the app just to see what's in the local stores, and this was one of those where it was like, I need to go and pick it up. I need to go and pick it up. I need to go pick it up. And I think it drove me that mad that I was like, right, I'm just going to go down there. And I dropped the son off for school, and then I was like, right, I'm going to go in there. And when it was broken, I was fine. I was like, yep, that's it. I'll just wait until it comes about again. But this thing with the X-Men, you know, the second I knew that series was coming out, and I noticed how many was in, I sort of made it my mission to get enough vouchers to be able to pay for it. I mean, I could have paid for it anyway, but as with most of my collection, when it comes to stuff like that, I don't particularly want to pay a full 40 quid for something, especially when it's not brand new. So, you know, getting stuff together, from here, there, and everywhere to get some money together for it, was like, well, you know, it's a little bit off, and then before you know it, you've got the voucher to sort of pay for it. But I was obsessed about ordering this thing because I didn't want to lose out on it, and that's the fear of missing out I was going on about earlier. And I think it does to a degree. I think it does control me in some respects. but just purely because of the obsessive nature of that, I think. I mean, don't get me wrong, everything else gets paid. It's my hobby at the end of the day. I don't do anything other than sort of work, spend time with my family and friends and stuff. But other than that, I don't really go out and spend money. So the stuff that I do like to enjoy is obviously having my collections. So that's predominantly where that comes from. One collection is TV detective memorabilia. Yeah, TV detective memorabilia. Fair enough. And other is emerald pins. Not really looking to extend either, unless it's a special item. When you say emerald pins, are we just talking about pin badges? Oh, here we go. Knobhead alert. Bye, mate. Yeah, it's all right. I got rid of him, Elaine. Thanks, mate. It's just an idiot again. But yeah, the emerald pins, are they just pin badges, essentially? So I've got a few pin badges that I've collected over time, but I'm not really. I suppose if it is pin badges, it's a nice small thing to collect. Probably thousands of them, I would imagine. Yeah, it's not enamels. It's okay. I'll have to look at the difference with that, because to me it's just a pin badge. Sorry, mate, but I don't mean to be rude. But yeah, that's. Hey, Jim Jam. That for me is. It's my main collection is obviously the collecting stuff that I've had growing up, figures, stuff like that, and then obviously the movie side of it. I think with Whatnot, I have ended up with a collection of pop figures. I did get rid of them at one point. I had loads of them, and then I sold them off, and I've ended up amassing another collection, which I don't mind too much because I've got this room. Whereas before, he's Jim Jam. He's off in Scotland, living his best life on a work meeting. I think he said he was going to, but I'm sure he's enjoying himself. Yeah, sorry, Baz. I didn't mean to sound rude. It's just what sort of pin badges do you collect then? Let's say, is there a specific genre? I suppose is there what's your best pin badges you've got? But I forget what I was saying now. But yeah, that's like my main things really is. But the problem is that I can't turn down a bargain. That's the other side to this. Over I don't know, last 3 or 4 years, finding charity shops and finding absolutely loads of bargains in them. It's only a bargain, I suppose, if you actually use the things. But I can't turn down a good deal on something. Although it does pay off, because my wife needed a monitor as a second screen. And she'd asked me the other week. I said, "Look, I've got a few friends in the charity shops. I'll put the feelers out," and managed to pick up an LG 22-inch LCD monitor for a tenner, which she was going to go to somewhere else and pay £100 for a monitor that she's probably going to use about twice. But years ago I wouldn't have bothered. I wouldn't have even thought about looking in a charity shop. But I mean, it's a decent monitor that we've got, and she's happy with it. I've wall mounted it, and she's happy with it. And it's cost me a tenner, so money saved. This is a strange one actually. I picked up this movie the other week. I've never heard of it. I don't know if anybody else has. 1 second. Grab this one down. Pop these back up here. I know Chris Cookie in the Haydens. He's partial to a Tom Hanks movie. Sorry, leave it on. I'll take it off with the sticker and stuff. But Punchline. I've never heard that one. What's this? Sorry, I've left your thing up there. What's that one say? Colourful ones. Oh dear, too many. I have some 90s NBA ones. Really nice. Got A very old women's detective. Oh, okay, that's cool. I enjoyed watching. I was quite partial to the NBA in the 90s. I've still got my original Bulls top from then, with Jordan on the back. But yeah, it's. I think for me, that's the other thing I tend to collect as well. Is sort of Americana memorabilia when it comes to things like, especially the park stuff. So I like to pick up the park clothing. So like your Halloween Horror Nights, because I went to that a couple of times when I was younger. So I'm partial to try and collect them. I've got a few different tops up there as well. I like the Universal stuff. I've got quite a bit of Disneyland. I picked up a Kennedy Space Center hoodie today, actually, for £3. I was quite chuffed with. So that's been washed and it's currently being dried in my size. So that's a keeper. But I'd love to go back there one day. If I stop spending money on DVDs, I probably can. But that's the plan anyway. I'd like to take my little one. I think my eldest might go, but he's a bit old for that nowadays. I don't know. But my youngest, I'd like to take him to Disney and Universal at some point. But I loved going to America. It was amazing. But yeah, the NBA stuff, I do like to collect NBA stuff, and like the NFL stuff. Not so much as the NBA, but I've got me Baltimore Ravens on today. This was a good one I picked up. If it's on it, where is it? It's down here somewhere. I can't see it at the minute. I've got the Michael Jordan special thing of NBA DVD box set. That's really cool. What else was there? I've got some pin badges, mate. So I'll have a look, see if there's anything you're into, because it's not really my thing. I do have them floating around the house all over the show. What's that really? If you sold everything, how much do you reckon you'd get? Do you know though? You know what? As it stands at the minute, a lot less than I paid for it, I would imagine. Just purely because as it stands at the minute, there's no massive value in physical media. That's the sad thing about it. And goes back to what I was saying in one of the videos a couple of weeks back. Especially when it comes to new releases and stuff, is that I'd be going out and rushing to buy a movie that would end up being sat on my shelf for 6 months because I've not got around to watching it. And where was it? The Wonka, as an example. That's in Morrison's for £15, and I bought it for 12 in CEX. I say I bought it for 12. With vouchers and stuff, I didn't, but £12. Hey up.
Evening, you alright?
Hello. What's this all about?
Oh, no, I'm in the car. I've just pulled up at Runcorn. I've just dropped Jeff off at home. I just wanted to show you the new Runcorn Bridge. But it's on big screen.
Well, I don't know if I want to.
Oh, just do it, you mong.
Oh, hang on. It's you I need to put on big screen, isn't it?
It's me you need to put on big screen.
There we go.
Right, so that is the old Runcorn Bridge.
All right.
I don't know if you can see it with all the lights on and everything.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, so that's the bridge that you see in 2 Pints of Lager.
Yeah.
And that's Jubilee Crossing, but that's the new Silver Bridge. That's the brand new one that we built.
That looks worse.
Yeah.
All right. So what, are they knocking the other one out, or taking the other one out, or what?
No, they're keeping them both now. So the new one over there is now PAL as well.
Yeah.
And then the one they've put as PAL. So it's PAL on both of them. So,
All right, fair enough. So have you had a good time living your best life, working?
I'm on the way home now, so I've got another like half an hour drive home now, and then I can chill out. But it's been a busy couple of days.
Oh, fair enough. Well, thanks for joining, mate. It's been lovely.
Yeah. Now, how do I get out of this without ending the stream?
Right, I'll remove you. And then I will. Well, he's still in the background at the minute, but there we go. He's disconnected. Bless him. Well, this is he'd gone over, I think, yesterday or the day before, and he was on his way back today, so we weren't sure if he was going to be able to get on. But obviously, he's now in Runcorn. That's how quick he is when it comes to getting home. How is it, Scotland? But what's this? Sorry, mate. I've been. So yeah, to go back to your question, I think the thing is at the minute, I think like most things, I would imagine at some point there's going to be a resurgence. There is people. I mean, the streaming services are somewhat failing at the minute. They're charging people more money. They're putting adverts in for what you were paying for before that didn't have adverts. So there is going to be an element, and then you've got, cancel culture for some things, or things getting adjusted, and people want the original ones. That's their opinions on it. So I think there is going to be this. There's going to be a resurgence. I think at some point. There's definitely the not the ask for it. That's the wrong word. Audience. There's definitely a customer base for it, because obviously these things that are coming out that are limited edition, steelbooks, 4Ks, that sort of stuff. They're being snapped up, and even things like the old. What's that? Excuse me. What the hell are you on about? That's better not be aimed at. Right. Okay. Sorry, mate, but I'm not having that. I don't know if that's aimed at our relaying, and I'm not having that if it is. So yeah. So I think there'd be some value. I mean, I think is if I went down the route of singly selling things off, then yeah, I would get some money for it. But if I walked into CEX and was like, here's my collection, I'd be. I don't know what they'd give me, and I wouldn't want to try that. Vinyl is on the rise, says wise. I think something about Elaine being a cow, something like that. Elaine, I don't know if that was aimed at you. I apologize if it was. But yeah, I don't know who that was, and I don't particularly. I'm not standing for it if it was. So my apologies if that was aimed at you for whatever reason, or whether that was just they were talking about something else. I don't know, but I've timed them out anyway. If that's the case, then I don't want them here. And Jim Jam, I apologise if it wasn't about that, but I'm not taking a chance when I'm on my own, mate. So yeah, let me just do something. I need to just do something quick. Sorry about this, guys. Bear me a second. But yeah, and this is the thing. This is the thing, Baz. This is what I'm saying, mate. There 2 years ago, only 12. There's a surge for sort of physical media, and one second. How do I do this? Oh, that's not what I want. Watching my live. There we go. No. Oh, it's not uploaded yet. That's why. What I need to do. Yeah. So that's my opinion anyway. I genuinely think that there's going to be a resurge at some point. But then, having saying that, there is a lot of things that are out of print. So I mean, I think we paid £50 for this at the time. I don't think this is readily available anymore. I'll probably maybe get 100 for it, something like that. So, you know, but that's a keeper anyway, because I'm a big Hitchcock fan, so that wouldn't be sold. But I've got some good special editions. I've got some rare ones. But the majority of it, you know, you would get very little for it. But yeah, so that's that in a nutshell. What else do you want to talk about? Has anybody got any questions for me? I'm all ears. I'll tell you the other thing I'm trying to get hold of at the minute. I'm hoping to is I want to say Alfred Hitchcock TV series, because Alfred Hitchcock Presents, I think it is. That's shot up in price. Hey Derek. I think that's gone from about £40 in CEX to about 80. So I'm going to keep my eye on that one. Although again, it's out of stock at the minute. So if they get more in of them, it might drop the price. I think that tends to be the way that they do it. So obviously, the more they have in stock, the cheaper the price is. Yeah, I like I said, Derek, I don't know if that was aimed at Elaine for whatever reason. Elaine's a lovely woman. She's not done anything. So I don't know if that was just, you know, trying to bait us or what, or whether that was something else he was talking about. But I'm not having that. Not a chance. But yeah, more positive things. Let's have a conversation about something else. See what we've got. So what's released? Somebody said earlier on about this Ghostbusters. I've watched a couple of reviews. I've tried to stay away from spoiler ones. But the reviews from America seems to be quite positive. I'm a big fan of the originals, obviously, and having some of the original cast back in. Oh yes, new. Yeah, Elaine. Honestly, I really enjoyed that. I watched it last night. Really enjoyed it. You need to get it watched. It's really good. Like I say, Big Steve is a fan of musicals, so he'll be loving that. But yeah, it's that looks really good. That the new Ghostbusters. The only sort of critique I think there would be the best way to describe it. From what I've heard, is there is a lot of different stories going on at the same time. So maybe it's a bit overkill on that. But other than that, I mean, the special effects look great. I think Bill Murray's only in there for a short period of time. The other guys have a bit more screen time this time, apparently. We're still waiting for a trailer to drop for Beetlejuice, an actual trailer, because I've clicked on a few of them online, and they've been just a rehash of scenes from other people's movies, which is annoying because they obviously get thousands of views on these bloody things, and they're completely fake. I wish YouTube would take them down, to be honest with you. But yeah. And the Marvel movies. What? Oh, the Marvels film. Yeah. Well, I said to you, I picked that up the other week as being part of a completionist, but I did actually sit down and watch it. I didn't think it was terrible. I enjoyed the movie. There's a couple of plot holes that just seem a bit weird. But I haven't seen Miss Marvel, the TV series, so I wasn't up to date with her character. But the actual movie itself, I didn't think it was terrible. I enjoyed it. I think it's about par with some of the ones they've been releasing recently. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, it's definitely worth a watch. Whether I'd watch it again, I don't know. I say that I've got it for the collection, but you know, it's just one of those where this goes back to my point on the title. You know, it's not the fear of missing out, because that's just a basic release I picked up, but it's just that collective nature that I've got. I just want to make sure that I've got the whole collection of something, you know, regardless of what my opinion is on it, which is shocking, really. But it definitely, I definitely sleep better now when I know I've actually got the whole set of something. That was the other thing I wanted to talk about. Actually, there's a little bit of a rant. I'm not going to put the thing on, but I got an email through yesterday. What's this? 3 Bodies on Netflix. I try not to watch trailers, but this is everywhere at the minute. Yes, yeah, and it is, isn't it? I haven't seen it yet either. But I saw. In fact, I think that was a ending explained video that popped up on my YouTube earlier, and I was like, I haven't seen it yet, but everyone's going on about it. But yeah, that's something that I need to watch. But yeah, what was I saying? My God. Oh, that's blanked me. It'll come back to me in a minute, but there was something I was going to say. But yeah, that 3 Bodies. That's got the guy in it from what's he called? From Doctor Strange, on it. The Sorcerer Supreme. Not Cumberbatch, the other one. He's in it, I think. I genuinely had something to say now and it's gone. Sorry, guys. It's been a long day. Yeah, what was I going to say? So I'm just looking at the wall to see if it prompts me, because I was looking at the wall earlier when it prompted me to say something. I don't know. It's gone that. But what else has anybody been watching? Anything good? Is there anything I need to check up on? I noticed there's is it the 100 Physical? There's another series of that come out on Netflix. We enjoyed the first one because it was good, because it was going on. You had a load of people on there that were all big film, but the other Benedict. They were all not film buffs, big, gym buffs, and some of the challenges that they had to do had absolutely nothing to do with the hey Steve. The challenges were like, it wasn't all just based on strength and physique. That was it. Physical 100. That's the one. Actually, some of the less muscly guys and girls had an advantage in certain challenges. So we're gonna have to watch that second series. I think that's probably going to be our binge watch for this week. We'll get through The Apprentice tonight, which is always interesting. The thing is that he's one of those where you see with The Apprentice, you see things coming a mile off. So if a team if it shows that the team's done absolutely smashed it through a challenge, or has really struggled, when it comes to it, it's the opposite. It seems to be the same every time. As much as I love watching The Apprentice, it's becoming a bit monotonous that it's the same thing every time. You watch a team do really, really well in a challenge, and you're like, yep, there's no way this other team has absolutely fluffed it. And then you'll find out that they got a massive sale at the end that absolutely eclipsed the other team. Or they've made more savings, spent less money, whatever it is. But we still tune in, we still watch it. God knows how many series that is now. It must be. Oh, cheers, Baz. Thank you for interacting tonight, mate. I really appreciate it. It's helped me through the stream, so thank you for that, mate. But I'll have a look for some pin badges. But yeah, so that's going to be watched tonight, and then I think we'll probably start on the physical 100. But Steve, have you watched that X-Men 97 yet? The first 2 episodes were up. Hey Neil, evening folks. Wolf from the Gladiator was on it. Or was that a real life Squid Game? Really? I don't remember. What, on the new series of Physical 100? I'm not sure about that one. But Squid Games is another one. I want that. I really enjoyed the first series of that, and I've enjoyed the actual TV show thing that they did. That was really good. But I'm looking forward to a second series of that, and it just seems to be taking forever. For anyone who doesn't know, Life in the Fast Lane is Big Steve. His other channel, go check him out if you haven't. Nope, and Wolf isn't in the new series. Oh, okay. You can confirm that, can you, Steve? Is that you telling that putting the record straight? Sorry. Yeah. Is there anything else that anybody's going to be watching this week? Yep. Fair enough, mate. You'll have to let us know if you've had a chance to pick anything up this week at some point. I've gone through some stuff that I had, so you'll have to watch that back if you were busy driving, mate. It's been a roller coaster of a stream so far. What are we up to? But whenever I see Neil's name come up, Wolf was in Squid Game's TV show. I've got a feeling he was, actually. Thinking of it, I've got a feeling I think he was. But I can officially tell you, Neil, every time I go in a charity shop and I see something like this, you always spring to mind. I've got so many now this is now that's what I call music albums. Obviously, I've collected for years anyway, but I've got that many of them now because I just keep an eye out every single time. And it's just you sort of pop into my head every time I see one, because obviously you from your channel. What's this? Radio Times Entertainment. Oh, I think Neil's now putting a marker down there. Steve, he's proving his case, and I think he's right if that's the case. I think he's right there, mate. He's still driving. Yeah, you are still driving. You said you had about half an hour left. Yeah. Will he be going straight to bed though? Because it's well past his bedtime at that point. Okay. Let's try and see if anybody else had messaged anything. Well, that's pretty much it for me, guys. To be honest, I think I'm probably gonna. Yeah, I think so, Elaine. I say that it's Jim Jam, is it? It said his name was. I was talking about. Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. Steve's back down. Steve has officially backed down. He was. He's obviously realised he was incorrect, and this is a movie chat's first that Steve is in fact wrong on something for a change. Well done, Neil. You've officially won that round. But yeah, so as I was saying, to be fair, I think that's probably it for me tonight, guys. I need to go and have something to eat anyway. As you've noticed, I've managed to get through the whole stream without actually stuffing my face. So I think I'm going to call it a little bit earlier tonight, just so I can get something to eat. But thank you very much, everybody that's joined in tonight. I really appreciate the support. No worries, Elaine. Thanks. Honestly, it means the world that we've got the support. So thank you for that, everybody. Please don't forget to like. That would be great. It just helps us a little bit. And obviously, Steve will be back next week. I'm sure he'll have loads of things to talk about. We've already talked about the Alien trailer, so you don't need to cover that, Steve. Just to be clear. But thank you very much, everybody. Take care. Oh, hang on. What we got is he said something again. Latest. Oh, thanks, Neil. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.